Early Christian. After Christianity was legalized in the Roman Empire, believers repurposed basilicas, rectangular public halls, for worship. Architects adapted them into large central naves flanked by aisles, ending in a semicircular apse. Timber roofs, modest exteriors, and simple interior layouts emphasized congregational gatherings over elaborate decoration. Mosaics occasionally adorned walls or floors, but exteriors remained plain. Coptic and Eastern. In regions like Egypt, Nubia, and Ethiopia, Christianity developed unique local architecture. Coptic churches often used basilica plans, but might include a choir space or dome sanctuaries. Interactions with Greek and Byzantine influences introduced domes, yet these churches kept local materials and forms, mud brick in rural Egypt, for instance. Byzantine. Emerging from Constantinople, present-day Istanbul, Byzantine churches featured large central domes perched on pendentives and cross-and-square floor plans. Interiors sparkled with gold mosaics depicting Christ, Mary, and saints, while exteriors could be relatively plain. The Hagia Sophia, with its monumental dome and mystical light, influenced Eastern Orthodox church architecture for centuries. Armenian. Among the earliest Christian nations, Armenia developed distinct conical domes resting on drums and cross-shaped plans. Church exteriors were often adorned with intricately carved khachkars, or cross stones. Interiors tended to be compact, emphasizing verticality and light from small windows. This style influenced neighboring regions, including parts of Eastern Orthodoxy. Rock-Hewn. In places like Lalibela, Ethiopia, entire churches were carved from solid rock below ground level, forming monolithic structures connected by tunnels and trenches. Exteriors appear as carved facades in the rock face, while interiors feature vaulted ceilings, pillars, and intricate carvings. The blend of biblical symbolism and ingenious engineering makes these a unique Christian architectural phenomenon. Romanesque. As Europe stabilized, Romanesque churches emerged with massive stone walls, rounded arches, and fortress-like exteriors. Plans frequently used a Latin cross shape with a barrel-vaulted nave. Interiors felt dim and heavy, often decorated with stone carvings on capitals or portals. Although overshadowed later by Gothic, Romanesque laid the groundwork for grander stone vaulting. Gothic. Originating in northern France, Gothic cathedrals soared with pointed arches, ribbed vaults, and flying buttresses. These structural advances allowed thinner walls and huge stained glass windows that flooded interiors with colored light. Exteriors bristled with spires, gargoyles, and elaborate sculptural portals. Legendary cathedrals like Notre Dame or Chartres embodied medieval devotion and craftsmanship at towering scales. Onion domes. In regions like Russia or Ukraine, Byzantine influence combined with local traditions to yield onion dome churches. Brightly painted exteriors and multiple domes crowned cruciform plans, while interiors typically included iconostases, wall-like screens with icons separating the sanctuary from the nave. Landmarks like St. Basil's Cathedral in Moscow exemplify this colorful, fairy tale aesthetic unique to the Slavic Orthodox world. Renaissance. Breaking from medieval verticality, Renaissance architects used classical symmetry, columns, and domes inspired by ancient Roman temples. Plans often displayed balanced geometry, such as centralized or basilica forms with a big dome at the crossing. Interiors focused on proportion and light, featuring frescoes or harmonious ornament. Masterpieces like Brunelleschi's dome in Florence shaped church design throughout Catholic Europe. Spanish missions. As Spain colonized the Americas, Franciscan or Jesuit missionaries built mission churches with thick adobe or stone walls, simple facades, and bell towers. Arched doorways and small windows helped keep interiors cool in hot, arid climates. Wooden altarpieces and local crafts merged Spanish Catholic forms with indigenous artistry, forging a hybrid style across places like California or Peru. Baroque. In reaction to the Reformation, Catholic regions embraced theatrical Baroque churches packed with curving facades, frescoed ceilings, and lavish gilding. Interiors soared with illusions. Painted domes and swirling marble altars aimed to stir emotional devotion. Southern Germany, Austria, and parts of Latin America are famed for exuberant Baroque churches that blur sculpture and architecture into a single dramatic statement. Rococo, a softer, more playful offshoot of Baroque, Rococo churches featured light pastels, delicate stucco ornament, and swirling gold details. Interiors glowed with light blues, pinks, and gilded cherubs. Concentrated in Catholic regions like southern Germany, Rococo spaces feel ornate yet airy, aiming for an intimate celebration of faith through visual fantasy. Neoclassical. Responding to Baroque's flamboyance, Neoclassical churches revived Greek and Roman temple fronts, columns, pediments, domed rotundas, applied to Christian basilicas. Interiors returned to calm symmetry and muted decorations, reflecting Enlightenment ideals of reason. Though less emotionally charged, these monumental facades projected civic order and rational elegance. Revivals. Romantic fascination with the past spurred a wave of Gothic revival, Romanesque revival, and other historical revivals, especially in North America and parts of Europe. Tall spires, pointed arches, or round-arched arcades referenced medieval or earlier prototypes. Interiors echoed each chosen style's detailing, carved capitals, stained glass patterns, merged with modern building methods like steel framing. Stave. Prevalent in Norway and parts of northern Europe, stave churches used vertical wooden staves for main structural posts, with steep, layered roofs to shed snow. Intricate carvings of dragons or vines blended Christian symbols with Viking-era motifs. Interiors were dark, intimate, and strongly tied to local timber traditions, forming a unique vernacular style. Modernist. 20th century architects like Le Corbusier or Oscar Niemeyer reimagined churches with minimalist geometry, reinforced concrete, and open, uncluttered volumes. Stained glass might become abstract, and ornament was stripped away in favor of pure form and light. Chapels such as Notre Dame du Haut in Ronchamp used sculptural walls and dramatic lighting to evoke spiritual awe. Brutalist and Postmodern. Brutalist churches displayed raw concrete and fortress-like forms with stark, blocky shapes. Interiors were often bold and unadorned, relying on sheer mass and texture to inspire. Postmodern churches revived playful historical references, arches, bright colors, sometimes ironically reworked. Both movements challenged older norms, offering new spiritual atmospheres. Contemporary. Current church design explores futuristic forms, extensive use of glass or tensile structures, and environmentally conscious elements. Some employ curved steel frames, translucent panels, or green roofs, rethinking the worship space for modern congregations. Others add digital displays or flexible seating for community events. Diverse and boundary-pushing, these designs blend cutting-edge technology with spiritual tradition. Thanks for watching this video. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Also, are there some church styles I missed? Let me know in the comments.